The following production is produced by the State University of New York College at Oneonta.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Inside Red Dragon Sports. I'm your host, Geoff Hassard, Assistant Director of Athletics and Sports Information Director here at SUNY Oneonta, and tonight we're going to visit with the women's soccer program as we've invited into studio head coach Liz McGrail and senior captain Erin Boyle and Ilana Fisher. So please join me after the break where I'll be joined by tonight's first guest, Liz McGrail.
What makes D3 special is the ability to participate in my team and within the broader community.
The perfect ending to a perfect season.
Being a D3 student athlete has completely expanded my life.
I learned how to lead. I really found a voice.
What time is it?
It's more about the experience rather than just a sport itself.
Without the experience of being a Division III student athlete, I wouldn't be the person who I am today.
NCAA Division III. Discover, develop, dedicate.
Welcome back. Joining me now in studio, head women's soccer coach Liz McGrail. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Geoff.
How are things going so far?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
We're off to a good start.
Well, that's good.
Yep.
Nice shirt.
Thank you.
Must have the same tailor. We've already started, but before we start talking about the season, again, we just want to let everyone know a little bit about your background and your credentials. Certainly you were an outstanding student athlete here for us at Oneonta. We inducted you into our Athletic Hall of Fame a couple years ago. Sports of women's soccer, basketball, and softball. But you didn't start at Oneonta. So if you could just tell us kind of how you found your way to Oneonta first, and then we can talk about your career.
Sure. I grew up just a half hour down the road in Stamford, New York, but went down to North Carolina as a freshman in college to Campbell University for a Division I soccer scholarship. Hurt my knee in my first game. Ended up having surgery right then, so I didn't play that first semester, so didn't end up liking the school, ended up transferring back and really fell in love with Dave and Tracy Ranieri's coaching philosophy, and worked out great for me. I think I've been here pretty much ever since.
Right. Now, taking over the program from Tracy, I mean, certainly being an alum of the college, what did that mean to you, being able to be the head coach of Oneonta?
This is my dream job. This is where I thought I always wanted to end up. I certainly didn't believe that it was going to happen so fast. It was in college when I first started thinking about coaching as a career. And then right out of school, I worked with Dave and Tracy, learned a lot from them, and as an assistant coach for 4 years, as well as playing semi-pro and getting experiences there, doing different camps under Tony DiCicco, who coached the national team. Got lots of different experiences. But ultimately, this was my dream goal, and it just happened that Tracy was promoted to the athletic director, and it happened a lot faster than I thought.
Yeah. Now, playing professionally, you played for the Hampton Roads Piranhas.
Yep.
What was that experience like?
Awesome. I played for 3 years. Just a great experience to really challenge you both physically and mentally, also to learn a lot about the game at the highest level. At that time, I think 2 of the 3 seasons there was a professional league,
yep.
And we were that feeder program. There were players from my team getting pulled up, and I won a national championship with, went undefeated my second year there. So it was a great experience.
Now, those kinds of experiences, now, it's always when you ask coaches who coach now and they were great athletes, and a lot of times some people might say, well, sometimes the best athletes don't make the best coaches. What do you think your experience has allowed you to be able to do?
Good question. I think, the better athletes, things come very natural to them. So it's hard to teach something that comes naturally to you. I think I've grown the most as a coach, having to coach without an ACL. I've done that. I've had 5 knee surgeries, so I've had to do that a couple years where I didn't have an ACL and I couldn't demonstrate it. So you have to work on the way you explain things. So I think that's been a great challenge. But I think ever since I knew I wanted to be a coach, which was pretty early, my first or second year in college. Every experience I've had, I was always collecting different ideas and how it was taught, the different drills, and really was thinking as a coach long before I started coaching.
Now, so you would say that you draw from your experiences as a player that helps you to become a better coach?
Both, definitely.
Okay. Now, being a three-sport athlete, of course, I know you've played more than just the three sports that you are known for, but and you grew up in a very large family. What was that like, competing with your brothers and sisters?
Well, being one of 12 children, living in Stamford, New York, my mom didn't have a driver's license or the economic means to allow us to play club. So my experience was playing in my backyard. And being the 9th out of 12, you got beat by your older siblings pretty bad. Soccer was my least favorite sport growing up, and it was because my older siblings were starting with 10 years older than me down to, and we were playing with them from 5 or 6 years old, and playing soccer, I was told to stand by the goal, and if the ball came up there, I could kick it in. So like itching to just touch the ball, where when we played baseball, my 2 older brothers would pitch to each other for hours and let Patty and my sister, chase their fly balls. Looking back, it was kind of cruel, but I loved it because I was involved and I was chasing every ball. And then they'd give us 10 pitches and said, swing at it, because you're only getting 10. So.
And of course, now playing softball, certainly you were our center fielder, which means you could track down any ball out there.
Definitely.
And hitting a baseball as opposed to a softball, that had to have helped as well.
Definitely, yeah. I played Legion, too. It definitely helped.
Baseball?
Yeah.
Wow. Now, as far as those athletic experiences, I mean, what other sports did you play growing up that you think lend to your coaching experience?
It was mostly, soccer, basketball, and baseball growing up in my backyard. How it lends to my coaching?
Yeah,
in Stanford, that's the 3 sports that you have, and how it helps, even in college or, every coach in a team experience I have, you take different things from it. I've learned a lot of what not to do from, coaches in my past, or what to do. Different teams, you'd be involved in even just Oneonta, very different experiences playing for Dave and Tracy, Don Flewelling, and Dan McGraw in basketball.
Right.
And some of the great coaches, Tom Moriarty, who's still with the women's basketball program, is by far the most knowledgeable basketball coach I've ever been a part. And all my experiences with semi-pro to camps and clinics to of coaches across the world, Dave and Tracy, I think, are by far the best coaches overall that I've ever had.
Right. So now when you bring that to, let's start talking about this year's team. So when you're building your team and you're recruiting your team, you have your own philosophy and style that you think, that you want to develop, and then you recruit accordingly. So how do you kind of go through that process?
Oh, good questions. Well, this program's success, I think, is built on a philosophy that started with Dave and Tracy, and I think the success in that program started my first year here, like really where we turned a corner. Dave and Tracy were here, I'm not sure, probably a good...
1990, I think, was Tracy's
So they were here for about 8 years, still building, but I think that's when they really turned the corner and more of the players bought into their philosophy. Because you can have philosophy, but unless the players buy in. And I have that same philosophy, and I think that's what the program's success. But you got to mold your personality and your coaching style with that. So there's certainly challenges in any transition, even though Dave and Tracy are still here with my transition. But I think that, I like to call it a blue-collar work ethic. We're going to outwork anybody every day. One of my favorite quotes is Lance Armstrong. He gets his confidence when he's lined up for the starting line of a race, knowing that he outworked anybody that's right next to him.
Right. He may not necessarily be the most talented,
but he knows he outworked and did everything he could to prepare. So we try and build a philosophy like that here. And I think that's what the success of this program has. When you're recruiting, you want kids that we're going to buy into that philosophy. So, one of the things I look at, when a kid makes a mistake when I'm watching them, do they get right back up there and they keep fighting, or they hang in their head, or once they lose the ball, do they give up? Those are hard things to teach. You want the talent, but you got to have the whole package, and work ethic and competitiveness. are a big part of that.
Do you think those things are instinctive, or can you teach someone to be competitive?
I think they got to have it to begin with. You can grow it.
Yeah.
I don't think you can instill it in someone. And there's definitely a learning curve with every freshman that comes through here, that they don't really know what it means to work hard.
Right.
They have no idea what hard work really is at this level.
Right.
So there are some that may take a little bit longer to learn in the beginning, but they either got to have the drive and want to do it themselves.
Right, because we certainly have an extensive conditioning program, not only in season, but out of season during your non-traditional, which works everything. I mean, you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to do your Wednesday morning workouts, which I know are pretty intense, working on a whole bunch of different things. I mean, but does that success, because of the program, the kids know that it's going to lead to, a more successful team?
Definitely. I think if we were doing that thing, telling them it's going to win championships, and we've never won a championship, doing it for 10 years, then it's not going to happen. And I think it was 2003 or maybe a year before that was when they started that Wednesday morning and changed that philosophy of that Wednesday morning fitness practice. So, I mean, the success is proven to the girls too. You got, you got to have results for them to buy in.
Right, they can't. Right, like you said. I mean, you can talk all you want, but if it's not there, then they're like, well, you never won anything.
Right.
So certainly it has paid dividends. Do you think that having that success also allows you to attract a higher level of recruit?
Yes, definitely. I think the success of the program draws successful kids that are used to winning at the high school and club level and want to win.
Right.
Try and find successful programs.
Now, of course, athletically and, of course, academically. I mean, we certainly have very successful student athletes within all of our programs, and women's soccer is no exception. What kinds of things do you try to talk to them about, getting their classwork done and trying to, manage their time?
Well, my philosophy is I'm teaching life lessons through soccer, and the same things that make you successful on the field are going to make you successful off the field. So it's time management, it's a dedication, and it's being prepared, doing the little things so that there isn't a catastrophe later. And if you're struggling with something, let us know and we're going to help you. But that's two things you can always control is your effort and your attitude, and usually the rest takes care of itself.
So really the total philosophy of the women's soccer program really does take into account all those facets so that you can, like you said, if you take care of your academics, well, now you're going to be a better soccer player because you're more prepared and you can play and you don't have to worry about sitting out or being ineligible. Or
we're aiming to get them to be successful citizens, after their 4 years here. And the things that help them be success, hard work, that teamwork, solving problems on the field are the same things in the classroom that are going to help them get that job that they want as well.
Now, with this year's team, so far, we're a few weeks in. We've had a couple good weekends. What are you expecting maybe from this year's team? And maybe you can just point out a couple of maybe something. We were very excited about our freshman class. So maybe you can talk a little bit about some of the younger kids that might make an impact for us this year.
Sure. We can start with, we're going to have our team meeting tonight about setting some high expectations for us and what we need to do to get there. But certainly winning the conference is the #1 priority, because that's going to help us get that automatic NCAA bid. We have some good leadership returners. Our defensive line is all 3 returners: Caitlin Burke, Erin Boyle, and Ilana Fisher, 2 of who you have here today. But I think what we've done, and Caitlin Burke is a midfielder, and we've moved her to the back this year to anchor that defense, to have the leadership in the back and build strong from there. New players that are going to go great with, we got Kayla Brantmeyer returning SUNY Rookie of the Year up top, but our freshmen, Sarah Bobroff, Corey Ham, Carly DeSimone, are 3 really strong forwards that could play in a couple different spots, but they're definitely going to score a lot of goals for us this year. So it's going to be exciting.
Well, we certainly have had 11 straight NCAA appearances, 12 overall since, like you said, we turned that corner kind of in 97, 98 when you came in and you kind of help go the rest of the way, with other players that helped us, certainly. And we certainly hope that in November we'll still be playing. And, of course, the Final Four is in December. And
first weekend in December, San Antonio,
down in San
Texas.
Antonio. So we hope that everybody will be watching and we'll be there. Well, thanks for coming by tonight.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, we'd like to thank Liz McGrail for coming by this evening. And after the break, we'll be joined in studio by senior captain Erin Boyle.
I got no pulse. We're losing him.
Charging. He's in V-Fit.
Shock him.
Drives it road all the time. Just had a few drinks. Just can't be happening.
Are we clear?
Clear.
You just buzzed.
Just buzzed. You didn't tell us that, sir. You're right. This isn't happening. He'll be fine.
I feel good.
Really?
No, not really.
Buzz driving.
Clear.
Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
Shock him.
Welcome back to the show. Joining me now in studio is senior women's soccer captain Erin Boyle. Welcome to the show, Erin.
Thank you, Geoff.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Erin Boyle. I'm a senior here at Oneonta. I'm a defender. I'm from West Babylon, Long Island. And I'm a criminal justice major. Kind of changed it a few times throughout my career, but I'm set now.
Set?
Not too sure.
What made you set on criminal justice?
I think I actually might want to be a park ranger.
Okay.
So my minor is earth science, and we'll see where that takes me.
Well, certainly. Now you've been a wonderful player for us for now you're in your 4th year.
Yes.
4-year starter for us.
Yep.
All conference. Been on all of our NCAA teams the last 3 years. How's that been? What kind of an experience has that been?
It's been great, really, like just meeting all the players that have come in and out. Playing with Mary Valon and Kirsten Claver my freshman year was really just amazing experience for me.
Now, for you now as being a senior leader, now it's kind of on your shoulders a little bit maybe to teach those younger players coming in.
It's definitely tough.
How do you approach that?
I think just seeing what they have done in the past, making sure everyone's welcome and comfortable, trying to be a friend more than, a scary captain or something.
Okay, scary. Because I always ask our captains when we have them on the show is, are you a vocal leader or are you just someone who just kind of, does and just lead by example? I mean, what kind of a leader are you?
I think I'm more by example than, I'm not a really big speaker.
Not a rah-rah.
But no. I mean, I guess I can be kind of loud on my own time, but,
Right. Now, as a defender, of course, defenders don't get all the stats and a lot of the glory or whatever. But when you think about it, I mean, you're the last line of defense really before you get to the goalie. How do you approach that in working with your your other teammates on the back line?
Well, it's great to have Ilana and Caitlin back there with me. I definitely feel comfortable. I would trust them if I know if the ball gets past me, they're going to be there. So I think we're working really well together. It's definitely the most comfortable I felt on defense my whole life. So.
Okay. Now, and of course, now we've interjected some younger players this year in the midfield and up front. How do you work with them being a 4-year player? You have these new players coming in. I mean, how does it mesh together and how do you get that to work?
Well, I think everyone knows how to play soccer. Right. It's just getting the style of play down. Everyone, we have our own patterns and everything. They just have to learn it. Everyone seems to be doing a good job with it, though.
Now, when you're team practice, what kind of a style do we play? What would you say our style is as far as our? Because it's like 3-4-3s, what I mean?
3-4-3.
So we play a 3-4-3,
yes.
And up front. Now, do you look at your job as just someone who just gets, wins the ball and just gets it forward, or do you try and?
I think Liz would like if we possessed a little more, but I think I sometimes get a little nervous back there and just kick it.
Right.
But I think we're looking to play it out wide, look for, checking forward and then service into the boxes.
Right. Now, with our success and, of course, being on 3 straight NCAA teams, now that we have a run of 11 straight years, do you feel pressure to keep that going? I mean, like, what kind of pressure do you feel, or does it not even bother you?
No, I definitely feel the pressure. I think my freshman year coming in, we still had the most consecutive winning streak, and it was a lot of pressure, and we actually lost it. So I'd hope to continue the NCAA, you know, the consecutive NCAA appearances with our class also.
That record still stands, by the way, so even though it's not still going, it still stands, so which is pretty special. Because I was actually here when it began, and so I was like, wow. So I was pretty. For a while there, I thought we were never going to lose a conference game, and I was like, oh, it must be lucky or something. But,
unfortunately, we lost it for you.
Well, that's okay though. Now, as you prepare for each game and prepare for each season, off-season conditioning programs. I mean, you know, how do you look at yourself as a team leader and trying to get the players to be involved?
Well, every summer there's a workout that's sent to us, and we're expected to follow it. And just by emailing the team, we have a listserv that we all email throughout the summer to keep in contact with each other. And it's really important to keep up with the fitness, and just playing is really important. So you have to really make sure everyone's doing it so everyone's on the same page.
Which is really important because, of course, with technology in this day and age, I mean, you know, being able to communicate and keep in touch with the players, teammates, is certainly a lot easier than it used to be. So does a team take that as kind of like something else to be proud of when they can say, you know, we know that everyone's doing the workouts to show up in shape? And
definitely. You definitely take pride in it when you come back and you know that you're in shape.
Now, of course, I know that there's a difference between like your work in the summer and trying to come back into your season. Is there ever really a time when you're in shape? I mean,
I guess you get in game shape toward the middle of the season.
Right.
You know, it's hard to get, you know, automatically you're not going to be in back-to-back game shape, but we're working on it, so we should get there soon.
I always know that, you know, as a runner and stuff like that, it doesn't matter how work, but then once you get into that team environment and everybody's pushing each other, there's kind of a different level of being in shape.
Definitely.
So probably mid-season is about it, but of course, you know, then you get into the end of your season, playoffs, NCAA tournament. So I guess because we expect to play longer than most teams, so by that time that would probably be the benefit for us, because I know watching us, we're always up and down, up and down. I mean, I don't think there are too many teams that are in better shape than us.
Well, I'd like to say so too.
Yeah. So, what do you see for this season? You know, what kind of goals do you have? And
well, I'm going to say we're going to win a lot. I think we need to focus on, you know, one game at a time. New Paltz is this weekend. We need to start the conference strong and just continue with, you know, building and getting better every game, every practice, making sure that we're focused and never get down on each other. You know, so.
Now, we do always, because I know Coach McGrail does schedule just great competition. And I think when we get to that level where we're so successful, we get to play those other schools like the Williams and the William Smiths and the Ithacas. And does that mean a lot to you to know that you actually, you know, you play a national schedule, not just a regional schedule, but a national schedule?
Yes, it definitely means a lot, because in the end of the season, with our strength of schedule, it makes us seem like a better opponent, and we are a better opponent. So it gives us, you know, people respect us definitely more.
Now, so you would say that your schedule really is built to prepare you for an NCAA tournament
without a doubt
situation.
Definitely.
Well, we certainly hope that we see you in the NCAA tournament. Hopefully we can host some games on our campus. It's been a couple years since we've actually had a home game on our campus.
Hopefully we'll bring it back.
So hopefully in late October and early November we'll be playing on our campus.
I agree.
All right, well, thanks for coming by tonight.
Thanks, Geoff.
All right, well, I'd like to thank senior women's soccer captain Erin Boyle for coming by tonight. And after the break, I'll be joined by junior Ilana Fisher.
WUOW 104.7 FM is the region's premier radio station, offering award-winning programming from National Public Radio and Pacifica Radio Networks, giving you the chance to become more informed about the arts, information, and entertainment from around the country and around the world. WUOW is your community radio station. Join us and support the sound.
Welcome back to the show. Joining me now in studio is junior women's soccer player Ilana Fisher. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Geoff.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm Ilana Fisher. I'm a junior. I'm from Suffern, New York, and I play defense. I'm a biology major.
Okay, biology major. Now, what are you looking to do with your biology?
Hopefully, I would like to get into nursing. So hopefully.
And now, nursing is quite a profession. Is there anyone in your family that's a nurse as well that you wanted to get into nursing, or is it just?
No, I'm just interested in the field, and actually Tracy Ranieri has been talking to me a lot about the nursing program at Binghamton.
Yeah.
So.
She is a registered nurse herself, I believe, so she certainly went through the program, and I think she got it from Binghamton, so we certainly hope that'll work out for you.
Thanks.
2-year starter for us, 3-year strong player. I mean, your freshman year, you spent quite a lot of time on the field, so it seems like you're a 3-year starter for us anyway. What's it like, your experience? What's it been like for with the women's soccer program?
It's definitely been a great experience. All the girls are so welcoming. It's like a family on campus, so it's definitely a great opportunity.
Now, as you build rapport with do you think these are lifelong friendships that you're building now with the players on the team?
Definitely. I definitely think the chemistry on and off the field is it's great.
Now, because of course we have big recruiting weekends during the year, and we usually invite, some of the weekends there's like 5, 6, 8, 10 players coming at a time. With your involvement in that, what kinds of things do you talk about with the recruits to try and attract them to Oneonta?
Well, it's definitely a good idea to get to know them, see what they're interested in, see what they want to do with their major. So a lot of girls that come in who are bio, I can definitely help them out in that field. We have a great variety of the people on the team, definitely all are majors everywhere. So with education, we definitely have the opportunity to take them into classes with us, and they get to see the professors and see how they teach one-on-one. So it's definitely a good opportunity.
When you were being recruited, what kinds of things were important to you when you decided to choose Oneonta?
The girls on the team, definitely, I wanted to make sure that I was going to be able to have a good relationship with them, with the coaches, with Dave, with Liz. It was definitely just wanted to make sure that it was a welcoming experience, which it was.
Now, academically, like you said, were you able to go on the tour and see, sit in on a class? And
I actually didn't know what I wanted to do when I came here. I ended up changing my major as well. I was dietetics, so.
Okay.
But I did end up changing to bio.
All right.
So.
Now, so your academic experience, what would you talk about or highlight there as far as maybe some of the professors and how they work with our student athletes here to, try, because obviously our schedules take us on the road quite a bit. Do you find them very supportive of what we do?
Yeah, most of the professors are very understanding, and we actually have a contract with them that we will talk about what classes we're going to be missing and see what conflicts we'll have and see how we can work around that. But a lot of them are very supportive of our program.
And a lot of them come to our games.
Yeah, we have a good support system here.
I mean, we have a faculty mentor program. Which, who's the faculty mentor for women's soccer?
Eileen McClafferty helps us out a lot with everything.
And she works she's the director of the Academic Advisement Center, right? Which certainly would be a big help for she's been a great help for our entire department, not just women's soccer. But so that's been a great experience for you overall. I mean, would you highlight 1 or 2 things for like a potential recruit watching this why would you choose Oneonta?
Well, I mean, we're very on top of our studies. It's very stressed that we need to be doing well in the classroom as well as on the field. We have mandatory study hall sessions 2 times a week, which is great. I got all my work done as a freshman, so.
So you felt that that's a great way to transition from, because, I mean, even though it thinks it may be, it might be easy coming from high school to a college situation, it can be pretty stressful.
Yeah, definitely.
So you think that those kinds of things help you out in that transition?
Yes, definitely.
Now, what kinds of things are you looking for this year, maybe individually or as a team?
Well, we want to take the conference this year. We want to go undefeated. Hopefully we can host the SUNY again this year, and we're just trying to work on our record and work on our patterns on the field. And
trying to get everybody to work together.
Get everyone to work together.
Because of course now as an upperclassman, working with the freshmen, do you find that, how do you approach that situation?
Well, I mean, we've all been there. We know what it's like coming in, so it's better to just, as Erin said, be a friend be helpful on and off the field.
Right.
Just work on the team chemistry with them as well, and just make them feel comfortable.
So that is an important part of our women's soccer program, that kind of family atmosphere. And
yes.
And of course, I know we do the huge tailgates after games and things, which is great. I mean, the families are been so supportive, over the last decade plus. I mean, and then during our run in the NCAAs and stuff. So we certainly wish you good luck this season. We hope that you stay healthy and everybody's ready to go come November, right?
Yep.
When it's NCAA time. Well, thanks for coming by.
Thanks, Geoff.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank all my guests this evening from the women's soccer program, and we hope that you'll get out to see them play games all season long. Check out our new website at oneontaathletics.com for all the latest news, scores, and highlights, especially our YouTube channel where you'll find all of our Inside Red Dragon Sports episodes, as well as last year. So thank you for joining us this evening, and we'll see you next time on Inside Red Dragon Sports.